Hello, Jasmine here from LVL UP Consulting, here to share with you what I learnt in business last week as a small business owner working in corporate digital transformation projects. So, the first thing I've learnt this many times, but your workload can go from 0 to 100 really quickly. Whether you're adding capacity or you get thrown a curveball, suddenly what you had planned to do in a week can change and it can get really busy. So what I've learned over time working in business is to know what your go-to move is when you're feeling that overwhelmed. So I like to do two things. One, I go back to the data. What is the data telling me? How can I analyze this and work on a way forward? The second thing I do is go back to my structures. So do you have a task management structure? Do you have a template? Do you have something that you can dust off, bring it into your increased workload, and it's just going to give you ease of mind and help you push through that barrier of feeling, like there's a lot on and feeling a little bit stressed. For me, it works every time. I get my feet back on the ground and away we go. The second thing I learnt, and it's sort of connected to the first one, is the importance of having processes and a rhythm to the things that you do the same every week. So whether it's having meeting times in the diary that don't change, or times of the week where you do a particular task, it might be project reporting or placing calls to clients or doing something like that. If it's in the diary and you stick to it, when your workload does fluctuate, you're not feeling overwhelmed still. You know exactly what to do at that time of day, and better yet, over time you can even outsource that task to somebody else if it is process mapped and if it is in a really good rhythm. The third thing I learned in business last week is that no matter what you're working on, no matter what industry you are in, there will always be disruptive stakeholders. And a lot of the time, it's not personal to you, it's not personal to what you're working on, it's just them. It's just their way of dealing with things, and we all have very different standards when it comes to quality and engagement with other stakeholders. So this happens, it can catch you off guard, it can absolutely jolt you in terms of your week, but again, it's a bit of a theme this week. Know what your go-to move is, step back, try and understand where they're coming from, try and figure out how you can meet them halfway. And what I learnt is that, go to the data, share the data with them, and then the best thing you can do is just pick up the phone and speak with them. Maybe meet that middle ground or say, look, we can't meet a middle ground, but here's how we both get the best outcome that we're working towards. So disruptive stakeholders, they're everywhere, but know how to deal with them in a really thoughtful way. That's what I learned in business last week. I'll be back next week with more tips.